There is a 99.9% chance that you own a cell phone. There's also a fairly high chance that you're watching this video on your cell phone. So I put those two things together and I thought very deep and hard, and I was like, hey, why don't I make a video about every single cell phone that I have ever owned? And, well, this is them. You may have noticed that there are 3 phones missing. Well, this one is the one that I'm currently recording on. This is my first phone that I no longer have. This is my second phone that I no longer have. So, as per usual, we're going to start left to right, my left, your right, which is the Samsung J1 Mini Prime, or Prime Mini, I forget which way it is. So, this was the first phone that I had, and it was definitely a first phone. It wasn't anything special, it was just a phone, you know, it had 4 gigabytes of storage. It did the phone things that I needed a phone to do at the time. I was like 13 or 12, I think, when I first got it. And, you know, I'm happy with that. I'm kind of glad my parents didn't give me a phone any earlier. You know, don't want to be like those brain rot children. There isn't really a whole lot that I can say about this phone, other than that it served me well. I don't really remember it. I remember when I first got it, I was super excited. Like, I could do all these things, and like, I could use YouTube now. That was life-changing. That was crazy. That was crazy stuff. I mean, okay, I'd used YouTube before, like on, we had an old desktop, but yeah. Anyways, I don't really know what else to say. So I'm just going to move on to the next one. The Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge. This was my first taste of the flagship phones, and it seemed to set a weird precedent moving forward. So this was originally my grandmother's phone, and I think when I got it, it was already a couple of years old, just like all of the phones when I got them. I don't know how old it was. It was definitely more than 2 years old though. I'd probably say 2, 3, maybe 4 years old. It was a great phone, and it was definitely a step up from this. Like, that, it was a massive step up. At the time, I didn't have the latest like operating system or anything like that, or the latest version of One UI, or the latest version of Android or anything like that, because again, it was an older device. And if you don't know, Samsung does in fact drop support for the devices after a few years. But that was nice. I stopped using it though because the battery basically became unbearable. It would die in like 2 hours, even with the very little use that I made of it during school. Then my dad got his phone upgraded, so I got his old Samsung Note 8. And then that was like another like introduction into peak, because the S Pen, if you don't know, the Note series, they have these little pens on them, and I had a lot of fun with that. And it is honestly a feature that I don't really use all that often. It's cool to have when you have it. And like, it's also a nice like conversation starter and stuff as well. Like my friends and stuff at school, they would just take out the pen and start drawing something on my phone. And then, so I have a couple of old drawings from when people just drew stuff on my phones. A sad part about all of these 3 phones is that they are all broken. So that's literally the entire reason that I upgraded any of my phones. So this one broke, unfortunately, and getting a screen replacement was too expensive, because that's what happens when you have a flagship, or any phone really. Right to repair who? Someone get Lewis Rosman in here. So yeah, we couldn't get a screen replacement or anything like that for it. So, and then lo and behold, once again, it had been 2 years once again. So the phone was about 4 years old at that point, and my dad got an upgrade, so I got his Note 10. This, hi face. This is the best phone, in my opinion, that Samsung has ever manufactured, and it is still to this day my favorite phone. The buttons, they're on the right side. It's got the S Pen. It's the right size. I just love the way that it holds in the hand. I love the camera placement, and I loved the rainbow back. Yeah, you can see it on camera. I love the rainbow back. I think it's so cool. It's just too bad that the phone is messed up. Also, it's my dad's fault. This is not my phone. I got the phone like this. I got the phone with the back glass like this. Same goes with this phone. But yeah, I was really sad when I had to stop using this phone. Like, the screen had broken, like the LCD, and it was like doing the green lines and stuff on the screen. I was still using it. I did not stop using this phone until like literally it would not turn on anymore. Like, that's how much I loved it. Eventually, it just got so bad that I had to get a new one, which ended up being my mom's old phone, which I also no longer have. That's right, you've been duped. This isn't a phone, it's a phone screen. I think it's the original, or it's one of the replacements. This phone has a crazy story behind it. Did I get it in my grade 11 year, or did I get it in my grade 12 year, my matric year? I think it was... No, I got it in my grade 11 year, and then it broke in my matric year, which was last year. There was this saga where it broke, so we put in a cheap screen replacement. That one broke like a week later, So my dad was like, all right, we'll put another one in. And then it broke again. And I was so upset. Like, I could not handle that it had broken again. Like, I felt ridiculously guilty, and I got like angry that it had broken. I remember I was at school, and then I like literally got so angry when it broke, and people like tried to brush it off as a joke, but like I was taking it so seriously. So I had to leave the classroom just in the middle of class. Like, the teacher just let me go. It's not a great memory to look back on, but it is just something that happened. That moves us on to the final phone, Samsung S22 Ultra. This phone is now a few years old. I think it's veering on 4 years old, but yeah, this is, I don't plan on getting a new phone for a while. I'm going to ride this out as long as I can. I'm hoping that it doesn't break. It does have a couple of scratches on the screen and stuff. The battery life is getting a little terrible. I won't lie, it doesn't last it all the way to the end of the day, but you know, charging happens so fast these days that I just plug it in and it's perfectly fine. And I mean, what can I say? It's a solid phone. Samsung and Apple and all the phone companies have basically perfected cell phones at this point. There really isn't anything unique or interesting to say about it. I wish I could show it to you, but I can't really because it is literally what I'm filming on. And, one thing that I will say about modern phones that I absolutely just adore is you have not a professional quality, but a professional passing quality camera in your pocket. And the Note 10, honestly, was probably what kickstarted me filming myself in videos. A lot of videos on my first channel or my original channel were filmed on this phone. And I mean, oh, that just made me remember something. Another thing that I did with this phone was like I somehow managed to zombie it so that I could record videos on this phone. And then I can't remember how they got saved, but they got saved somewhere. And then I would take, because the camera quality was higher than the A32. So I obviously wanted the higher camera quality. So I somehow managed to still use this phone to record videos even after it had died. The only thing that is bad about the Note 10 is that it does not have a headphone jack. Note 8, headphone jack. Mwah, absolutely beautiful. Would do again. The A32, headphone jack. So there was a bit of an awkward time where I couldn't use my earphones because I had some KZ earphones, which I absolutely loved and then lost. I know, I'm very responsible. And I couldn't use them with the Note 10, and then I could use them with the A32, but it's probably for the best that I lost them because I got the S22 Ultra and I wouldn't have been able to use them anyway, so I got Bluetooth ones. I will tell you right now, I really couldn't use them. I bought one of these, what do you call these adapters? These headphone jack adapters. Aux adapters, that's what, to USB-C. I thought it would be simple, plug it in and it would work. Well, guess what? It didn't work. So I bought this thing and it was a useless waste of money because for some reason it just couldn't, and I searched up tutorials and it still wouldn't work. I tried the things and it still wouldn't, and to this day I do not understand why it didn't work other than random Samsung bullshit. That is all I can possibly fathom that the problem was. Like, this should work. USB-C can allow data to transfer. So, and I was like theorizing, do I need a DAC? Do I need a DAC? No, this wouldn't exist. Ugreen wouldn't make a product like this if I needed a DAC. I actually never ended up trying this for the S22 Ultra, so I might actually do that. Alright, I hope you all enjoyed that video, and I also hope you maybe learned something new, if you're not into tech, that is, but I have a sneaking suspicion this video is going to make its way into the tech algorithm a little bit. Thanks for sticking around, and I'll see you in the next one. What will the next one be about? I don't really know. I suppose you're just gonna have to stick around and find out.